Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Let's Talk Autism. If you are brand new to our chat, what this is just an open discussion, another way for us to socialize, get to know one another. Safe space, safe place for us to talk about our journeys with our loved ones on the autism spectrum and ask parent to parent questions. Linda won't be with us this evening. She says she will join us after the Mother's Day holiday. So that's week after next. Mother's Day is here already. But for those of you who don't know me, I am Nita. I am one of the admins of this wonderful establishment. Mr. Charles,
Hi, Anita. Hi,
how are
everyone.
you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Yeah, yeah.
Good, good. And that's Mr. Charles, everybody. Um, hey, Michelle.
And
Teresa.
Teresa and Michelle.
Okay, you guys, if I shared it to the parenting groups, so if you are in one of the groups and viewing the video and you'd like to join us in the live chat, because I might not see it if you post a question or comment inside the group, you would need to click on the video and that'll bring you to the live chat. And then that way I can see your comment or question a little quicker because usually, if someone comments within the group under the video, I may not see it till after our discussion is over. So how was your day, Mr. Charles? Did you have
Oh,
beautiful fun?
it was great. Yeah, everybody enjoyed the talk that I gave today, and then afterward, yeah, um, yeah, two friends of ours, a mother and a daughter. The daughter's name, by the way, is Michelle, same as one of the ones that are out in the group
Another
today.
Michelle.
But yeah, Michelle spelled with a single L. But
Okay.
anyway, they took us out to dinner afterward, an Italian place in nearby Brantford.
Okay. Well, awesome. How's everybody else doing? How's the kids doing, you guys? Today I got a little work done. I also went to show some love to a new business that opened up in the mall. Um, the name of the store is All Things Awesome, and I got a couple of T-shirts. The owner, Laverne Banks, she does custom made apparel. So she has a little spot dedicated just for autism apparel, but she also does other custom clothing designs. So if you all are in the Metro Detroit area, make sure you go check her out at Fairlane Mall. Right near, not too far, well, right across from the food court, actually.
Yeah, I saw the video of that
Yeah.
that you posted. I watched it just before I got into, just before you started up the group here. I
Okay.
watched that. So yeah, that's awesome.
It's awesome. All things awesome. So I am logged on, you guys. Again, I have to keep saying I'm proud of myself. We don't have much traction over on Instagram, but I am on Instagram and I'm over here on TikTok. So hello. If I miss a comment or anything, just know that it's not intentional. And I don't know why it looks so dark. Maybe it's because of I have DeAndre in the background. Hello, Denise. How are you?
Hi, Denise.
So, anyone else do anything exciting over the weekend? Hey, Candy. How are you?
Hi, Candy.
Teresa, how's David and his seizures? Oh, and he just popped up. Teresa says David had another seizure during lunchtime last Friday that caused him to have an accident. Oh, poor
Yeah,
baby.
that's too bad. Yeah.
So he didn't go for what was the EEG, right? He hasn't gone yet. Hey, Kelly, how are you?
Kelly.
Hmm. Yeah,
And sometimes people do, lose control of their bodily functions during a
when they
seizure.
have a
Yeah.
seizure. I couldn't imagine how that feels. I'm sure it messes with your, I'm assuming, the nervous system, right?
I mean, I'm glad that's one problem I've never had.
And seizures.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michelle says, I am about to make one of Jaden's dreams come true. Uh-oh. We are about to take an Amtrak to Colorado. Wow. You know what? That's the one thing I want to do too. I want to take an Amtrak trip. But every time I look up things from here, I wanted to take a trip from here, down south. But they have stops where you have to there's nothing that goes straight through. You have to get on some other kind of train and get there, and it costs just as much as getting on the airplane. But I'd love to take an Amtrak. That's wonderful. You got to take some pictures.
And my daughter and grandchildren took an Amtrak trip all the way across the country, from Maine all the way. I guess I'm not sure where they got in Boston or in New York. I'm not sure, but they took it all the way across to San Francisco.
So there wasn't, they had to get off somewhere, right? Or is there
Yeah,
a
they
straight
changed. They
line?
had a layover in Chicago. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, because I would love to get on Amtrak just for the sight, taking a ride when I go back down south. But I was discouraged because every time I looked it up, it was like you're on the train for so many hours here and you have to get off. And then where I would have gotten off, they don't even have the Amtrak station there anymore. You'd have to go past there to another town about 2 hours away, I believe, or all the way to New Orleans, which same distance, I guess. But I'm gonna check it out again.
yeah, and it doesn't
Oh,
go
May
straight into New
15th.
Orleans.
Okay. Okay. Teresa says David's appointment for the EEG isn't until May 15th. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's let's see, that's a Thursday, a week from this Thursday.
Candy says Joseph and I went to the beach. He did well. Stay with me. Awesome. Awesome.
Very
Does he
good.
love the beach?
And
Denise says my granddaughter has her IEP tomorrow, and I have a great deal to address. Hope all goes well. I'll let you know. Okay. Fingers crossed for a great meeting with the team. And like I tell everybody, just make sure you have that notebook. Make sure you writing down any questions you have. If you have something to address, make sure you write it down so you'll
yeah,
know.
that's the thing. You want to make a list of the issues you need addressed, so that way you don't forget anything.
Forget them, yeah. Because sometimes you'll get so heavy into a conversation, especially in an IEP, and then you walk out and say, "Damn, nabbit, I forgot to mention this." Michelle says it basically resets everything. What is that? What reset? Denise says, "Oh, the Amtrak experience is wonderful if you enjoy a great scenic route." Yes, I'd love to do it. The last time I was on Amtrak, I think it was twice. Um, from here to Chicago, you can still take it, you can't do it from Detroit to Chicago any longer, but I think you can still take the Amtrak. This was years and years ago. From Southfield, I believe. There's a station there. And we took the train again years, and this was when my niece was a baby. We did take the train all the way to New Orleans. But you can't do it now. You got to get off somewhere. I would love to just get on the train and go straight down south. No stops. It's straight through, but only like 40 per. Okay. Gotta go get my man. Okay. Okay. Straight through. Well, that's good. Spencer says, "Hey, Spence, how are you? I got a letter from Social Security. I think my son's mom tried to file for Social Security on him. I have full custody of him." Okay. Yeah, she could get in trouble for that. You
Yeah,
have Social Security for him, right?
yeah, you need to let them know what the
Yeah.
situation is. Find out why they got what the letter is about, and tell them what the situation is.
Yeah, because she can get in trouble doing that, you know. Yeah, definitely let them know what's going on. Teresa says my son David IEP is coming Thursday. I am planning on adding things to his IEP. Okay.
All right, very
Awesome.
good. Yeah, again, make a
This,
list.
is this the 3-year, Teresa, evaluation? Or is this is yearly? Michelle said, I hate thinking the neurologist is trying to set off for seizures with the EEG. Nick goes in on the 19th. Oh, he's having seizures too?
Yeah,
Oh, a seizure basically resets everything. Grandma's are, yeah, I can imagine. Those are the big ones, the
yeah,
grandmas, right? Joseph is on the 7th. Okay, you have an IEP coming up too. And Teresa said his transition for high school. Okay. All right. All right. Well, what's important, especially when you're having a transition meeting, make sure you have, again, everything you want to ask, especially with him going into a new school. Um, um, make sure if there's any special requirements he had at his other school, see if they will transfer with him. And if you guys do not be afraid to reach out to an advocate or someone who can help you with your IEP meeting. There are some who do them for free, and then there's some that you have to pay a fee. But if you are scared or you don't know how to speak up, because I know some parents they just don't know how to speak up and then have regrets. Make sure you reach out to somebody. Make sure you reach out to somebody. Candy says I kind of wrote Joe IEP, but the mini version. Okay, but you're ready, huh? At least you got
yeah,
your notes. Uh, Joe school goes all the way to high school. Love it. Oh, so you don't have to move him at all. Well, that's good. That's good. He can just keep on moving up. That's awesome. Spencer says, I hate IEP meetings. They speak in almost legal terms. Sometimes it's like what? Oh, like what? Yeah, well, it is a legal document now. So, yeah, if it's something you don't understand, don't let them just keep talking. Stop them right there and tell them to explain it to you. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
I,
ask
I
questions.
I can remember when, my first few IEP meetings, and actually the first couple of IEP meetings I attended, I knew absolutely nothing. I knew none of the jargon or anything. I just took it for what it was. But I had an awesome Andre's elementary school teacher. She tapped me on the shoulder and she said, "Look, we can't have it. You got to get with the program. And this, you need to do this and this." And the school, if you guys have workshops in your area, I know here the public school offers IEP workshops. There are also organizations that offer IEP workshops that are free. They will help you learn the rules, the laws, um, of the IEP, and I would suggest that's where you start. As you start going to the meetings and getting familiar, then you will learn some things. And like I said, don't be afraid to ask for an advocate to help you to sit there. I know with me a couple times at the time when DeAndre was in ABA, his BCBA actually sat in on a meeting with me, and she helped advocate for some of the things for DeAndre. So you may want to start there and ask, but yeah, learn all you can, and do not be afraid to speak up. Do not. One thing I learned: always focus on the needs and not the wants. Just because you want something, that it may not necessarily be needed, but if you're going to fight for something, make sure you know and you understand that it's needed. Now, another thing I also learned over the years: the schools, you may request something, but the schools have to use a certain language when they're writing it out. And if you do not understand that, how they have to write things out. Again, make sure you have somebody sit there and explain it to you. Do not be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah. And the thing is, they understand that you're a parent, you're not a lawyer,
Mhm.
and nor are you a professional educator who would be familiar with all the legal jargon related to education. So, don't feel intimidated by their using jargon that you don't understand. Ask them, what does that mean?
Yep. Interrupt them. Because again, it's a legal document. Michelle says, I was nice in the IEP meeting. You, Michelle? Nice? Until they were not helping him. There you go. Then I started to not be so nice. Yeah, that's when the mama bear comes out. Sometimes you got to raise your voice just a little bit to get things done. Candy says, I just set goals the way I do my 2 and 3-year-old goals. I look at what's required when he moves to the next grade. I started with behavioral goals, life skill goals, and academic goals and social skills. Okay. You on the ball, Candy.
Yeah,
Needs I look into when I wrote his goals.
yeah,
So Candy says I work in education, so they already know. All right now.
yeah. That puts
Kelly
you in
says, "Hi,
advantage.
everyone. Nursing a migraine." Oh no.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear.
yeah. Hope you get some rest and get rid of that migraine. I can imagine.
Yeah,
Michelle said, "I cried in Jaden's first IEP meeting. I felt like I was a child surrounded by a bunch of adults standing over me. But now I feel on their level. But I have had some really great people." Yeah. I didn't cry, Michelle, at the first one, but I was just ignorant. I just like whatever you say goes. But yeah, after I got that talking to by a teacher, She's like, no, you got to get on the ball. You can't just be sitting here and signing off on everything. You're not listening. I wasn't. I was letting stuff go in one ear, come out the other. Like, okay, can we get out of here? Then after that, the meeting started lasting 2-3 hours. And another thing I learned: anyone who touches or has contact with your child should be in that meeting.
See, I'm going to excuse myself for a few minutes to go
Okay.
and move laundry along. I'll be back.
Okay. And so that's what I start requesting. And a couple times, you have people who can't be there, but there's always the phone and there's always, the computer now. So if they can't be in there physically, get them on the phone, let them say their bit. Because if not, then you have the right to reschedule the meeting. If everybody's not in that meeting that you want to be there or need to be there, or who needs to be there, then you have a right to reschedule the meeting. Michelle says, "Oh, I have stood and banged on the table." I can imagine. I can imagine. Oh, somebody clicking in here. Spencer says, "My sister is going to school to be a teacher. Don't make me bring the aunt in on the IEP meeting." Right. There you go. You have some backup. You will have some backup. Kelly says, "I think we all went through that at our first." Yes. Because you just don't know. It's like, okay, um, he needs to, and at that time I was still trying to, get it in my head that this is autism. What is this? Teresa says, "My mom comes to every IEP meeting for my son David." Awesome. Awesome. So hey everybody, if you said hi and I didn't see you, hello. Hope everybody's doing okay. Spencer says, "A good friend of mine, her child is nonverbal. We found out a teacher was putting her hands on the child." Oh no. No, that's not good at all. Well, I hope they nip that in the bud. Yeah, I hope they press charges or something, because no. Sorry to hear that. Kelly says, "I have actually had a 2-day, 2-hour meeting to get things straight at Jordan's IP." Oh, yeah, you guys were really getting down to the nitty gritty. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can remember the first time I requested just about everybody. We were in a small room, and I mean, the whole table was just filled to capacity, just sitting there. And I waited for everyone to speak. I had his teachers, the principal, um, the speech therapist, OT, the teacher, transportation. And they was like, "Why we gotta be in here?" Um, Candy says, "I heard about a teacher in Florida that put their hands on a 4-year-old with autism. The way I would have went off." Oh, you, a 4-year-old? What? Number one, um, that teacher doesn't need to work with children. You know, if you don't have the patience to be in a classroom, especially with little kids, preschoolers, then you do not need that type of occupation. And that teacher still walks the earth. That's what I'm saying, Michelle. A 4-year-old? Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, I've seen a couple of instances where teachers have put their hands on, these children lately. I don't know what's going on. Something is in the air or something. I don't know. But yeah, they definitely wouldn't be walking this earth. No. Let me see. Kelly says the thing about the IEP is that you and your child are first. We always think that the psychologists, teachers, and district have the upper hand. Right, right, right. Because you're right, Kelly, because you know what your child needs to succeed in school. So they have to make you first, and they have to allow you to speak on that. Michelle says those teachers should be ready for a smackdown. Exactly. Exactly. Now, if you don't have the patience, okay, I don't have the patience for you. Yeah, it couldn't have been me either, Michelle. um, Harold, Florida. I never heard of that. Denise says it's so sad that it has to happen to our most vulnerable children. Teaching children is not for everyone. It's not. It's not. And you find out that a lot of teachers get into the profession of teaching special needs saying, "Oh, I can do this." They may go into it with good intentions, but their heart is not really there. And then with so much going on, they're taking teachers that have absolutely no experience with teaching a special needs classroom because of the lack of teachers. So they're just pushing people into these spots who don't belong there. And just like with being a nurse or a doctor, if your heart is not there, you do not need to be in that occupation. Just keep popping up. Denise says, don't do it if you don't have the love and patience. Exactly, Denise. Exactly. Kelly says, oh my God, did you guys read about the little boy, 9 years old, escaped from the school playground and ended up drowning in a nearby lake? No, not another one. No, this happened recently. I didn't hear about that one. Oh, wow. That just hurts my heart. How did he get so? Someone wasn't doing their job. He was at school on the playground. Someone wasn't doing their job. Oh, that hurts my heart. River Elementary School. Wow. I heard that today. Candy says in Florida. Wow. My heart goes out to that family. Somebody at that school was not doing their job. Michelle says, honestly, if you can handle kids. Yeah, you do know if you can handle them. If you struggle with neurotypical babies, stay away from our babies. Exactly. Yeah, because you know going into it. If your head and your heart isn't there, then you do not need to be in that position. That is not your calling. That is not your calling. They are investigating now. Yeah. Somebody, or a couple of somebodies, if they were on the playground, because I'm sure it was more than one. I would hope it was more than one teacher or aide on the grounds with them. I am so sorry. I hate to hear things like that.
A bullying incident.
No, the little 9-year-old boy who drowned. He,
Oh,
yeah, he slipped away off the playground, and they said he drowned. So somebody wasn't doing their job. Kelly says yes, he was nonverbal. He squeezed through the gate on the playground. His uncle, oh man, his uncle found him. I said the same thing, Nita. That's why I never let Jordan go on field trips without me. Right? Oh wow.
all it takes is somebody just getting distracted. The person who's watching him getting distracted for a moment because they can they can get out of wherever they are fast,
It
and,
only
and
takes
they're
a
they're
minute.
gone. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yep, it only takes a minute.
Yeah, it
I
just
am
takes a
so
moment
sorry.
of distraction, and that's the thing. You don't know who's assigned to watch him, and you get someone who's easily distracted. Um, and somebody comes up to him, hey, there's some question there, or just somebody says hi, hey, how are you doing? Even something like that, and they get distracted or not stop watching the child, and during that moment, the child disappears out of sight.
Sad. Michelle says this is why I homeschool Jaden. He eloped almost daily and walked home 1.2 miles. Wow. Nope, not my son. He's better off shore where I know where he is. Yes, exactly.
The good
Well, you
news is he
did.
walked home. He didn't walk into a lake.
Yeah, but she did what was right because he could
Yeah.
have, anything could have happened on the way home.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's still
Mhm.
it was dangerous for him,
Right.
even if he at least went to the right place. It still was dangerous.
Candy says, I know that's why I will be meeting my son class at the zoo. Yeah. Yep. Because, yeah, you have to always ask how many chaperones or, volunteers are going to be with the teachers. Because, yeah, you just never know. It only takes a second. Only takes a second. So, what did you guys eat for dinner, Mr. Charles?
Oh, you know, Cindy and I shared a Caesar salad, and then she had chicken marsala, and I had chicken piccata, and you know, so it was a nice little meal we had. That two friends of ours treated us to.
That's nice. Um, Jordan used to have an angel sense tracker. The school fought me on that. I heard someone else mention they don't allow those, but why? Why don't they allow them in the schools? Somebody else said that too.
Sometimes it can be just they have some rigid rule and rigid school policy that is because of some totally unrelated issue, but it's worded in a way that it effectively outlaws trackers such as Angel Sense.
Mm. Yeah, it does sound good, doesn't it, Denise?
And thank you,
Y'all know
Denise.
around this time I get hungry. Mr. Charles just makes me want to get something to eat. Michelle says, luckily, we do not live near much water. Okay, good.
That's good. Yeah,
DeAndre is doing fantastic. Thank you, Candy. He will be running in the house. He should have been here about 30 minutes ago, but I'm sure they will be at the door shortly. Spent the weekend at his dad's house, so he should be coming in here. Um, in a little while. And for those of you, let me reintroduce myself. I am Nita. I'm one of the admins of this wonderful establishment. I have an 18-year-old son named DeAndre who's full of life and full of energy. And he is on the spectrum. He is what they consider level 3 severe autism. And he should be, yeah, he'll be running in here shortly. Kelly says, because they think the tracker records. Okay, so oh, they don't want any recordings. So that would leave them for being liable or responsible for things that happen in the class that you may overhear, huh? Wow. Hi, Dewana. How are you? They should
Hi,
not be.
Dewana.
Yeah, that's just kind of strange. They wouldn't allow you know, if you don't have a recording and it's just tracking, what's the problem with that? I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's
Don't
the
they
way
have
the
don't they have it where you can stick it to like a belt or something and it just tracks the movement, or all of those devices records?
a lot depends on how the school policy is worded.
Oh, okay. I'm good. How are you? We're doing good. Thank
Doing
you for
great, Dewana.
joining us. Candy says he is my internet baby, DeAndre. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
DeAndre be on the move. Michelle says, see, I would be putting that into an IEP. I would not care about their rules. I hope they do record and keep these teachers in line. And I think that's probably what the schools may be scared of, because I'm sure they will have a lot of parents keeping them up in line. A lot of parents if they didn't have that rule in place. Denise says, yes, that should not be a problem if they are not trying to hide something, in my opinion. Right, right, facts.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, if you're not trying to hide nothing and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, then, and you know that I'm only doing it for the safety of my child, what is the problem? What is the problem? As you come in, if you're coming in, please make sure you hit the like or show some love button. And you guys can say hi. I don't bite. Not really. I nibble, but don't bite. Kelly says it was a lot of misunderstanding about the tracker. It has the 2-day, 2-hour meetings. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to get that straight. But yeah, someone else said that too, that they weren't allowed to have those devices in the classroom. But it's definitely good to have. And especially if the school is far away from your home, if your child has to get on the bus and go a few miles, you definitely want to make sure that they are okay, especially our younger babies, you know. And actually, I think there should be cameras allowed in the room. They should have a camera, so just in case, not to view it every day, but if something happens, there's, a recording so you can go back and see, what's going on. But I think um, they would be afraid of a lot of issues with that too. Yes, please show some love as you come in. I'd appreciate it. And, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us as always. Michelle says, I wish I could have had that in Jaden's first 2 years of elementary school. That teacher taught life skills only. The vice principal is the one who told us. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. The vice principal. Well, you had someone on your side. Wow. Dewana says, my grandson has to travel an hour one way to school. He is also level 3 nonverbal. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that's rough.
That's a long ride. Long ride.
I mean, there are some kids that have a longer ride than that. I mean, kids who are not special needs. I'm thinking about kids who live in this little bit of Minnesota that's it's up by one of the lakes up there, that juts up into surrounded by Canada on all sides, and they have to actually go through Canada to get back into Minnesota to where their school is. But that's an exceptional situation. Yeah. But it's great to have. Yeah, that's right. You have a kid who runs off. Yeah, because you know, I mean, you can run off from your house when you're distracted.
Right. Um, Kelly says, but besides school, it's great to have anytime. The tracker is magnetic and the parent is the only one with the key. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Definitely good to have anytime around the house, you know, especially if you have elopers. That would definitely be a great thing to have. Denise says, my granddaughter rides the bus to and from school, and many times the school bus is very late. She is on she is on that bus for 2 or 3 hours.
Wow.
Wow, that is a long time.
I guess when you've got kids going to special schools, you know, that can be the thing. And if you don't live somewhere near the special school that they attend, then
Yeah, the
that can
travel.
be a long ride.
Yeah, the travel time. Teresa says, I am thinking about putting a tracking app onto my son's cell phone. Okay, yeah. Somebody, well, what's the tracker thing that Apple has? Someone had mentioned you could put it in a book bag or something. That's an idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's a long time. Denise says I'm about to get an Angel Sense device. Yeah, it's good to look into it. Yeah. Well, hello, Danielle.
Hi,
How are you?
Danielle.
Danielle says, good evening, everyone. Hello. How are you feeling? I hope you're doing better. Michelle says, that has to be hard. I ride the city bus for 2 hours a day and get antsy. Yeah, I know that is a long time. I feel so bad for these babies. Yeah, that's a long time to be on a bus ride. Yes, that's what it is, Mr. Charles.
Yeah.
Teresa says, live through. Okay. Okay. Air tags. That's what I was thinking of. Air tags. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So if you have an iPhone, I guess that's an option. That's the option to use the air tag. Keep track of the babies. And then you can, tuck those away, I guess, and the teacher won't ever know unless somebody goes into the book bag or, into their clothing and say, aha, Apple AirTag. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Angel Sense, I think that's a good option. And I guess you would have to talk to your school, but I would definitely ask, if it's not allowed, why? What are your reasons? But I guess the other option would be definitely be an air tag. Um, where there is a will, there is a way. Yes, there is. Always find things. If one way doesn't work, you can always find another.
Yeah.
Thanks for the love. As you come in, you guys, if you're on Facebook, please make sure you show some love to the live. TikTok, thank you. I appreciate Autism Mom. Thank you so much for the love. Um, let me see. Danielle says I'm trying to get back to myself. Okay, well, hopefully you feel better real soon.
Yeah.
Real soon.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle says they would have to be ready for a fight if they said no. Rules be damned. I love you, Michelle. I love you, Michelle. That's what I'm talking about. Hmm. Yep, they had so many try to make things so difficult for us parents. Kelly says, thanks guys for taking my migraine away. Needed some adult time. You are so welcome. And make sure you do your massages on those temples and get you some rest tonight. We'll pray that
Yeah.
you get some good rest this evening.
Yeah, I have the greatest sympathy for people who suffer from migraines because when we lived in Charlotte, Cindy and I knew one lady who, it was a monthly thing, and it coincided with the full moon. Around the time of the full moon, she would get her migraines, and one of the things was when she was with a group of people traveling somewhere, she had to be the driver. She couldn't ride in the car where somebody else was driving. um, and it was because of their migraines and related issues that she suffered from.
Oh yeah. That has to be not good. Oh, excuse me. I track my children, their phones, backpacks, everything, everywhere. Yeah. Now, even with my adult children, they always know where I'm at because, they got the tracking thing for the iPhone, so everybody's connected. Yeah, so that's a good idea. Yep, keep those trackers on these babies. Um, Candy said I heard a dad put a recording device on his daughter's hair. How did he do that? Maybe through a barrette or something? That would
Yeah,
be interesting.
probably.
Yeah. Thank you, Danielle. Yeah, probably through a barrette. Was he having problems at the school? Everything the barometer meter falls, I start getting every time I start
Yeah,
getting migraines.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's the yours related atmospheric pressure. Yeah,
Ugh.
the
Oh,
humidity.
make sure
Yeah,
you do a massage. Massage. I can just I can only imagine. Now with migraines, Um, I know I've had not really migraine, but I know I've had those headaches. Stress headaches are bad too, but I know I had to be in the dark, just laying there, trying to get rid of them. So I can imagine what you guys go through. Everything. Oh, we read that one. Read that one. Yeah, I can imagine. All right, so we have 10 minutes. I'm gonna put the link here in the chat area. If anybody would like to come up, feel free. If you have something to share, if you want to have an event coming up and you like to share, if you have something inspirational, motivational, if you just want to say hi, feel free to come up. If you have a business that's related to autism and you want to share about it, if you have a group you like to share, come on up. Come on up. We take these last few minutes just to give you guys the opportunity to share with the community what you are doing. Kelly says that actually makes you sick. Oh yeah. Yeah, so you get nauseated. I've heard, all of that. Wow. Make sure you guys self-care. Self-care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves for sure. Candy says daughter started acting different, kept saying she didn't want to go to school, found out teacher was bullying her. Okay. The
Yeah,
guy's daughter. Wow. See? That's what we were just talking about. If your heart is not in the right place, you should not be in these positions. So if there's any teachers out there, and if your heart is not with special needs kids, get out of there. Get out. Get out. Danielle says, I missed you all. I just wanted to pop in. Take care of yourselves. You too, Danielle. Take care of yourself. Hopefully, I'll see you at baseball. I think I still got time to sign up because I got to sign DeAndre up. But yeah, definitely take care of yourself. Get you some rest. And we'll see you guys week after next because next weekend is Mother's Day.
that's right.
Uh, Candy says, calling her names and think, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that teacher, she shouldn't have even been, in that position at all. That
Yeah.
makes me sick.
There are kids, there are teachers teaching kids with special needs who, a lot of them don't belong there. I remember somebody some years ago discovered a blog called Tired Blog, and it was run by a teacher who taught kids with special needs, and he was telling different incidents that happened with those kids and making fun of them and so on, and like a girl who dirtied her pants while at a bowling alley, outing at a bowling alley, and he made fun of that, and things like that, and you know, you've got people like that teaching kids with special needs, and
Mhm.
it's tough to you have to it's tough to discover who's doing what and then to weed them out.
Yeah, weed out those bad apples. Candy says, I hope everyone have a great week. Going to Great Wolf Lodge Friday. Glad Joe knows how to swim. Yes, that's a good thing. Get
Are you
those
going to the
babies those
one?
swimming lessons. Enjoy yourself. I hope Joe enjoys himself too.
Are you
Uh,
going to the one that just opening now in Connecticut, or are you going to a different Great Wolf Lodge?
that
'Cause
should
I
be
know
fun, fun.
there's one in Foxwoods where Cindy and I attended a concert, actually, the Temptations in Port Hops last weekend.
I know that
At
was
Foxwoods,
awesome.
there's a Great Wolf Lodge that's just opening now.
Okay. Um, Denise says, I hope and pray you all have a safe and enjoyable Mother's Day weekend. Be blessed. You too, Denise. Thank you. Danielle says, I even watch how the waste management crew responds to my child when watches them empty the bins. I trust no one. I know that's right.
Yeah,
You have to. You have to watch everyone. Kelly says, people are sick. How can anyone treat any child that, especially our nonverbal kids? Right. How can they treat them like that? No empathy, nothing. Just don't care. Michelle says, remember, you are loved, and we are so happy to have you here. Take care of yourself so you can keep up the good work you are doing. You are enough. You are amazing. You mean everything to your loved one. You are fabulous, amazing, beautiful, wanted, and the best you can be. Never give up. We love you. Yes. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for
thank you,
that
Michelle.
inspiration. Thank you, Michelle.
So how are
Um,
you doing, Teresa?
Candy
Doing
said,
good.
well, she's going to the one in Williamsburg.
Oh, Williamsburg, Virginia. Okay, okay,
Hi, Teresa. How are you?
Doing good.
yeah.
You
Not
have
wanting
any
to
final
go with any more
thoughts for the night?
teachers.
What you want to share with us?
I don't want to deal with any more seizures.
My Anna is
I'm trying
everything.
to.
Oh, hello, DeAndre. DeAndre's not here yet. He'll be here shortly. They're like running an hour late. Thank you for popping in. I'm sorry, Teresa. What did you want to share? I didn't
It
hear
says
you.
I'm doing good. I just don't want to deal with any more seizures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
understand.
I can
I'm done.
imagine. I can imagine. Poor David. Poor David. So hopefully,
He was.
it'll all get better soon.
Yes, I even put my church on high alert too.
Okay, good.
Hi,
Good.
Kelly.
Always got to show another mom's love. Thank you, Twisted. Thank you. I appreciate you. My baby has come so far. Oh, here we go. This TikTok thing. You always gotta confirm. Uh okay. There we go. My baby has come so far this last year. All right. We
Right.
always love uh progress. Um yeah, Kelly said Teresa. Denise says hello, Teresa. Um Salisa. Did I say that right?
Hi, Lisa.
Are you from Dillon? What's that? Dillon, South Carolina?
Yeah, Dillon, South Carolina. I'm not sure exactly where that is in the state, but um,
Well, thank you for coming in. We're about to log off in a couple minutes here. We are on every Sunday except for holidays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys join us. We won't be on next Sunday, but we will be on Sunday after next. So hope to see you guys then.
and then hopefully Linda will be with us.
Yeah, Linda said she'll be here after Mother's Day weekend. So weekend after next. Wait a minute. Candy says, don't forget your cups of coffee. Family be
Yeah.
strong. You are awesome. Yes. Cups up. Cups up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We all got to have our coffee every morning.
Hmm. It's on the border of South Carolina and North Carolina.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that must be farther east from where we were, because Cindy and I lived in Charlotte for a couple of years, and of course that's right. And we were in the southern part of the city. We were near the farthest south extremities of the city. I shouldn't say South End, because South End means the neighborhood that's north of where we were, but we were near the state line there where we lived, but that's more Lancaster and Indian land up there.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dylan must
Oh,
be
2
farther.
years. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, Mr. Charles. Thank you. Yeah, he's he has progressed in some areas, but then some his speech has kind of regressed a little bit. Well, we're working on it. We're working on it. Thank you. Thank you for showing love. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Kelly says, Nita, did you talk to the doctor about DeAndre staring and possible seizures? I did. I talked to his psychiatrist. We went was that Thursday? Thursday, I think, or Friday. They are gonna she's gonna look for me a neurologist for him to go to, and just the doctor there says he doesn't think it's nothing, just part of his stimming. But to ease my mind, we're gonna go to the neurologist and see if we can, just make sure it's okay. But yep, definitely did. We're gonna get it addressed.
Yeah.
Bye, Denise. Thank you. Thank you for the love.
Have a good 2 weeks, Denise.
I drink Mountain Dew. Oh, instead of the
Okay.
coffee, huh? Well, cups and glasses up, everybody.
Yeah, that has
Um,
caffeine in it too. So
yeah. So everybody, Candy says, hug DeAndre for me. I sure will. I'm getting ready. When I get off of here, I'm gonna call and see what's going on. What are y'all doing? But thank you, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you. We won't be here next Sunday, but we will be on Sunday after next. So I will see you guys then. As always, I love each and every one of you. Take care of yourselves. Get you some rest. Drink your water. Drink your water. Mr. Charles, any final thoughts?
Yes, just everybody have a great 2 weeks, and look forward to seeing everyone 2 weeks from now.
Teresa?
I just want to. All I have to say is thank you for all the prayers
Yeah.
from
Well,
everybody.
we hope David, you know, I hope they can find what's going on and what's triggering them. You know, if
Yes,
he's
and I will
having back
keep
to back.
everybody update.
Yeah.
I will keep
And
everybody
Kelly,
update
yes,
on the.
I would definitely keep you updated on DeAndre. Michelle says, Happy early Mother's Day. Same to you. Happy early Mother's Day, everyone. Happy early Mother's Day. And I hope you guys have a blessed filled day. Don't tell me how to live my life. Okay. Uh thank you, Michelle. Thank you for the love. Okay. All right, you guys. Drink that water, Michelle.
Best wishes to the parents of the IEP meetings coming up. Best wishes in those IEP meetings.
Oh yeah, for all of you having upcoming IEP. Yep. Prayers for you. Prayers for you. All right, you
I'm putting a
guys.
lot in his IEP.
You putting a who?
I'm putting a lot inside his IEP meeting when I go. I'm putting a lot of stuff in his IEP
Oh, a
plan.
lot of stuff. Oh, okay. Candy says praying for David. Twisted said I just had my daughter's. It was 32 pages. Wow. Yep. How old is your daughter, Twisted? Uh, Michelle said no. Okay, Michelle. Okay, everybody. Remember, not next week, week after next. So, all right, we are out. Thank you guys. See you then. Have a great evening. Great rest of the day.
Night.
Okay, I got to end this on 3.